Hello friends and welcome back to some Midrange Shaman here on the ladder. Ooh, as I queue into my first new priest hero, that's kind of cool. So we're going to be basically taking this deck for a spin as long as we can until the nerfs come, or class or card changes, I guess is more fair to say. But it is definitely a nerf for some of the cards because their power level will be decreasing. In this case, I'm just going to Argent Squire to start off. I have run into some priests that actually really can control this deck, and I think, oh, that's actually a really cool border for the hero as well. Oh, that's kind of neat. So we're definitely coming up against Dragon Priest here. So we have a couple options of Rock Biter or Spirit Claw or just Hero Power, but Hero Power I don't think is... Actually, now that I say that, what do we think about Hero Power? Because Hero Power is basically... Hero Power is bad if our opponent is, yeah, there's no early BM. I know it's kind of might be silly to be thinking about this early play, but I will Spirit Claw actually. So the reason I was thinking about Hero Powering there is because I only really suffer if our opponent here is able to continue tempoing out next turn. Like if they play like a 2-4, yeah, this is kind of whatever now. Because at this point I can Hero Power anyway. It's kind of an interesting Resurrect. And I don't think this is worth a Rock Biter to save the 1-1. That's really interesting. Dragon Resurrect Priest? That's kind of cool. I don't know if it works or if it's viable, but it's definitely a cool idea. Kind of combining some of the strengths of... And we continue to totem up. And I know we have a very small board, but next turn we can Hero Power and 5-5, which is kind of good. So yeah, this is kind of interesting because our opponent's deck is interesting at least. I mean, you have the idea of tempoing. Oh, that could be bad. Oh, Maelstrom Portal, average. These two would be pretty bad actually. These are really strong cards. Yeah, it's fine. It's annoying. I'm not gonna Dragon or more power. I'm gonna go with more power actually in this case, and I will keep the 1-1 on board, even though it might just get AoE down. I don't mind it if my opponent uses AoE this turn because I have a big 5-5, and if this gets Shadow or Death, that's okay because then hopefully we'll be able to Fire Elemental next turn a little more freely. And it's also good that, yeah, this is fine. I will probably... Okay, so now there's actually kind of a worthwhile debate of hexing this and killing it. And I know this is not necessarily really the strongest target in our opponent's deck, especially if they're playing Dragon Priest, for us to be hexing, but it does ruin the Resurrect part of their deck, because then they potentially just get a 0-1 taunt. But maybe that's a little too much right now. So I'm just going to trade in this way. I think this puts a lot of power on the board. This puts the most power on the board that I can. And it keeps a couple totems up in case we get Thunderbluff Valiant. We still have our Rock Biter for doing other shenanigans. And I mean, there could be 2 Shadow or Deaths coming down this turn, but likely not. And this way we also get to keep our Hex, because if we are coming up against the Dragon Priest, an Entomb is fine, because there's going to be a bunch of damage pumped in now. Oh, and I mean a lot of damage pumped in. Let's draw first here. Alec here, we are going to be setting up. Oh, okay, now we have to think. Okay, so I want Alec here to come down for Alec here plus Rock Biter on turn 9. So we might get AoE down right now, which is very fine for me, because then I'll Hero Power and Flame Tongue again. And here comes our other Death, which is fine. Now, see, this was the issue, right? And a little bit of healing, but I think we're actually very okay here, right? Oh, 3 spell power. Okay, so I'm thinking of setting up for a lethal for next turn. Wait, can we actually? Hold on, let me think this through now. Alec here is 6, so that'll be 12. 12 plus 4? What's 12 plus 4? 16 heals back to... Yeah, he'll heal to 16 then next turn if all he does is a heal. So I say let's go Maelstrom Portal. That's actually a pretty good one. We'll attack in. We'll hero power, and then we'll throw even more power on board. Do we want the 1/1? Yeah, the healing right now we don't need. Oh, missed 2 damage. Misplay. Misplay. Always jumping the gun there. That's not good. Oops. Hopefully not really an issue though. Yeah, this looks like we win now. There's too much damage on board. We have Alec here coming to hit for 12. Yep, well played. Okay, so that's kind of a cool example of how this deck really works. Weren't given the chance, but if you're enjoying these games, thumbs up is always appreciated. If you want to get updates when all my videos get uploaded or you like pressing big red buttons, feel free to hit the subscribe. I'll see you next time.